Welcome back to the channel right now. Doing some not handless, but doing some driving, going to pick up my OG. Forgot to put the video up on YouTube for Tuesday's YouTube post. What's a funeral going past? But yeah, so today, for the Tuesday post, I'm going to talk about, you know how that one quote is like, so I feel like, I was like, I don't, oh, it's still going bad. I don't put myself in certain predicaments because I don't want to go back to my old habits. But I feel like since I've grown, I can go back to those old predicaments, old places, old environments, and not indulge in those old habits. Like, boy, these mothers are tripping. You can't cut through the funeral line. Where y'all morals at, bruh? But yeah, like I was saying, like I feel like I was cutting people off from my life because I wasn't agreeing with their journey. Well, no, I wasn't agreeing with their journey, but I wasn't in that space. I wasn't on that frequency anymore. I wasn't dealing with those things anymore. You know, battling the flesh, and me not wanting to be around those people. I felt like it turned me into wanting to control my environment. You know, which I feel like can be a good and a bad thing, but I feel like it can be detrimental because, you know, us humans, we need those relationships, and it must be a balance between, you know, there's always going to be a balance between good and evil because of what happened in the garden. You know, Satan's always trying to battle, but that's just a different story. What I'm saying, it's going to be a balance between good and evil. So no matter how much good you want to see in the world, there must be bad to balance out the good. You won't see the good unless there's bad, and you won't see the bad unless there's good. Like, it has to be a balance. So like I was just thinking, like, is me, since I'm doing that, since I'm blocking certain people from my life because I don't resonate with their habits anymore, is that a bad thing? You know, is it bad that I'm, blocking certain people because I'm not acceptance of their habits, and it's like me wanting to control their journey when, I shouldn't be judgmental of their journey, because you can't make people agree with you, and you can't give somebody a journey that they're not ready for. So, they awaken on their own time, and when they feel, when God gives them the spirit to wake up. Because you can preach to somebody all day long, but if it's not their time to wake up, to really come in clutch with the Holy Spirit, then you won't really change or impact their lives. You might plant a couple seeds, but you won't really impact and change their lives because it wasn't their time. So I feel like I've been like distant with people, because that's me trying to block my old bad habits, knowing, like, not even like if I go in those environments I'm gonna indulge in those habits. No, I have the strength, I have the will to not indulge in those habits. But it just with that, it's like I don't want to let people know I'm acceptance of those habits. Like I'm not trying to judge you, but I'm not acceptance of those habits that you indulge in. But then it's like, should I block that friendship since I'm not acceptance of their habits that they're doing? Because everybody has, something that they battle with. Everybody isn't perfect. I'm not perfect. I have a lot of flaws within me that I'm exposing, I'm becoming aware of, so I can become a better person to serve myself and to serve others and serve God. So it's a daily battle of me, exposing who I really am, and that's why I started to do a lot of things to find myself, because I felt like when I was in college I was doing things to please others and I was losing my authentic self. I wasn't really acceptance of the person God made me to be. So, um, yeah, man. So I just felt like it's weird, man, because I had a talk with one of my coworkers. We were just talking about it, and I was like, man, I feel like I can't go around those old habits because I don't hang around with certain people because they do old habits that I don't indulge in. But I'm like, why cut off that relationship? That's just one bad flaw that they have. Like, you got flaws too, and it's like you're trying to control your environment. You're trying to control others, and that just isn't beneficial on no level because it's bad for all parties because people don't want to be controlled. They want to be free. You could say people want to be controlled. People be in control how to think and stuff like that through media and stuff like advertising. But I'm saying like people don't want somebody to be always so judgmental of their life. You feel me? So that's one thing I've just been focusing on myself, becoming aware of my bad habits and my flaws because no one is perfect. Like I said, we have to help others. We have to have others that will reveal our flaws to ourselves. Because you may not be able to point them out, but somebody else can point them out for you. I should have stayed in this lane. Oh, these mothers going washing. Trying to wash your whip. But yeah, that's how I was feeling, man. This today's Tuesday post. So I feel like we need to be aware. Go ahead, baby, because I need to cut over. Yeah, we need to be aware of, why we aren't, I feel like we need to not be always trying to control our environments. You're not going to be able to control your environment. So you feel like you have to control your environment. I feel like it just creates an imbalance, and it just creates some kind of negative emotion within you, and that's why you might have problems with dealing with relationships and stuff like that, because you always feel like you have to control others, and if others don't agree with you, you're not going to be cool. Well, I can be cool with people that don't agree with me. I just also just be aware, like, also be aware of like how they are, either how they are perceiving me, but also how I'm perceiving them. Like, I can be cool with somebody, but it's like I also have to be decisive and like see if they are cool with me. Like, are they cool with my habits? Because like you can grow so much that people you can be willing to be around people, but people don't really want to be around you because your growth shows them where they still need work on. Dang, it's busting out here. But I feel like that's cool. You still have to be decisive and smart about your decisions. What else I was going to talk about? Ooh, the Vibrams on, bro. You really got to break these Vibrams in, because I'm going to go to the gym today, though. Oh, my toe itching. Definitely got to break them in, for sure. This day one with the Vibrams. But, yeah, so just daily growth, man. This is definitely a lot of awareness. Crazy thing, I was listening to this pastor named Pastor Derby on YouTube. He's on YouTube. And he was talking about like why how they're made this whole empowerment with self, and even though I feel like that can be good, self, because you have to have it for yourself before you can give it to others. But he also gave me a whole nother perspective on like self. You having this self kind of thing will make you selfish. Always thinking of self, and not thinking of others. Which I feel like it's a balance between. You just have to know how to use them. But yeah, So yeah, this video is just about, kind of awareness, on your growth. And I was doing like I was trying to do a fast, um, and it was resonating, but it wasn't really resonating because I was still in, like, when I want to do a fast, I want to be like in nature so I can really listen to God and not be bombarded with all these things that I have to do. I take a week off from work and stuff like that, and I'll be good. You feel me? Do a whole like water fast, nothing. But like the flesh kept overpowering the spirit. You feel me? It kept overpowering the spirit. So it was a daily task of me trying to overpower it. And like day one, it was bad. Like I think I went almost the whole day. Yeah, I had went almost the whole day. I did eat some muffins in the morning because I wanted to get rid of them. So I won't indulge in them. So I had my morning classes, my training classes on 6 to 12 on Monday. So like around 8:30, I had ate some muffins, right? And then through the rest of the day, I didn't eat nothing. And then later that night, like 7, I went to the store, went to Pete's, and I had got some food, and I ended up cooking the food. But when I ate it, my body was like, no, like, why are you eating? Like, it did not resonate with me at all, one bit. And I was just like, dang, this is just, it was confirmation, but then my flesh was trying to overpower and be like, nah, bro, like, that's just how you feel for the moment. So then day 2, I was like, I'm a fast today too. Then I was eating, like, I ended up eating like some fruits, because I was like, I ended up eating some fruits, which wasn't too bad. So that was cool. Ate some fruit, ate some dried fruit and stuff like that. And that didn't make me feel bad. But then I had tried to eat something at my job. I do like I work as a cook for one of these new startups called Conscious Plates. So I was doing that. I had ate something, and it definitely didn't resonate with me. And that was the only thing. I literally ate like probably a quarter or half of it, but it didn't resonate. Like, my body was still like, nah, like, you shouldn't be eating. And then me and one of the guys that I work with, he was just talking like, man, that's what this video is going to be about. Growth. Your growth won't let you U-turn. So it also goes back to the other subject, me saying I won't indulge in those old habits because I've grown, and I have the willpower to not U-turn to my old habits. Because I'm still doing like the semen retention. I'm still doing. I gave up weed. I gave up drinking. You feel me? All things. I was giving up all things that are the flesh desires. You feel me? And basically all my old habits that open some doors in the spiritual realm that I wasn't aware of. So I'm going everywhere with this video. So where was I was about to go? What was I about to say? Mate. Hello, mate. So yeah, man. So it's like your growth won't let you U-turn, and that's what he was saying. He was like, that's literally just like confirmation that you don't need to be in eating, basically. And I kept trying to overpower it. Like the next day, I ate like a salad or something. I wasn't eating nothing heavy, but then I felt like what I really needed to do was just detox from sugar and fried foods, and just eat raw, like smoothies, juices, eat all my food that's raw. So, literally talking to myself now. So I'm like, that's what I need to do. So that's what I'm going to focus on this for the rest of this week and this upcoming week, is just eating raw, fruits, vegetables, everything like salads, At the most, I'm gonna do some grains. I do like quinoa cakes or something, or quinoa. I call it coquina. I don't know why, but that's just me. Be yourself. Um, but yeah, man. So he was just like, your growth won't let you U-turn. You're trying to overpower it, but you've already grown. So you're trying to, you're trying to make that. You're trying to make that U-turn basically. But your the growth that you've received is telling you no. Um, so yeah, that was on that. So now, man, it's just like, that's why I feel like it's so powerful to surround yourself with people that are like, not even really like-minded, but are on a level that you are on, because they can give you a whole new perspective. Not saying other people can't give you a different perspective, but I feel like people that you resonate with, that you see yourself as, or you want to be, can teach you something. I teach you a whole nother perspective that you never learned. So I always feel like you should be open to open to learning new perspectives, open to understanding, because that's what is really so important. Understanding is key. You have to be able to understand others and where they're coming from, and so you can be discernment with your choices. So yeah, I think that's it for the video, man. So yeah, so your growth won't let you U-turn, but I feel like even though you grow, you shouldn't be judgmental on others people's journey. Just because you're on a whole new path doesn't mean just because you're on a whole new path doesn't mean like that you need to judge people on their journey.
Hi there, how can I help you?
I'm picking up Rosie Sanders.
Okay. You have identified.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what I've just been focusing on, man. Just not being judgmental on people's journeys and just accepting them as they are.
Thank you.
Yep.